about our theater. We are a nonprofit community theater organization. Mainly we do 6 theater works per year. This is the skeleton set of our town, so forgive us for being a little bit in transition right now. So much thanks to Cody for working with what we have, but we're super excited. We've started bringing in more local acts, more non-theater acts. We have this lovely space here, and there's so much more opportunity to use it. And we're so grateful that you all came out to see one of the up-and-coming Connecticut entertainers. Cody Hildebrand won Connecticut's Got Talent in 2019. Other awards around the state. He's a fantastic magician, and we're super excited to have him. We hope you enjoy the show. And without any further ado, Cody Hildebrand.
All that applause, that could not have been for me. That was awesome. Now that we've determined that my father is not here, swear to God, it doesn't get any better. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for coming. This means a lot to me. This is an amazing and uncomfortably white audience. Now, a little bit about myself. I am a comedy magician, and a lot of people don't really understand what that means. For those of you that don't understand, that means that I do equal parts stand-up comedy, magic, and constantly reminding my parents that they're disappointed in me. So there's a lot of give and take. But when you are becoming a magician too, you do learn very, very quickly that when you want it to be your career, it's not exactly one of those careers that parents will go out of their way to brag about their children doing. So like if you take literally any other job, you can just be like, what's your son do? Well, he's a doctor. What's your daughter do? She's a lawyer. What does your son do, Eric? His best? Oh boy. But yeah, a little bit more about myself. Let's see, what else we got here? Got the red hair, that's not good. Lost the red hair, that's not good.
You just moved.
What the fuck was that? So, I'm actually happily engaged. I'm going to be getting married this September, which is a lot of fun. And, I'm very happy that she's here today. And I'm not very happy that I'm going to be sleeping on the couch after these jokes come out of my mouth. No. A lot of comedians will come out and they'll make jokes about their spouses, and they'll be like, oh, you know, they're the worst. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because, like, I don't understand. My future wife is not at all a terrible person. She is a wonderful, independent, strong, powerful Italian woman who's too scared to ask for a bottle of ketchup at the restaurant. But she has been wanting to, I will say, spice things up in our love life. We're going to talk about sex. And recently she has suggested that we watch porn together, which I'm not against, but I'm also not for. Not for the reason you're thinking. I'm not exactly ashamed of what I watch. I'm not watching weird things like midget gangbangs or nuns that are no longer nuns.
Really living?
There's a lot of sin. I don't watch a lot of no, I watch a lot of hentai. Like a lot. I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. No, it's not because I'm ashamed of what I watch. It's that I know for a fact, and I'm avoiding eye contact with her as I'm talking. It's because of the fact that I know she is going to want to recreate what she sees, and I gotta tell you, I'm not exactly interested in getting her mother involved. Nor do I want to hear her say to me, "What are you doing, stepbro?" Additionally though, I have actually started to lose some weight, which is really cool. I started to gain a lot of weight recently, and now I'm down about 8% body fat. But when you gain weight, you actually learn that your body starts to do a bunch of new and different things. Like, I slowly became aware of the fact that my body could tell me that it could recognize foods that tasted really good. And like, I didn't even need to taste them. Like, you just put in front of me like a burger and fries, and my left arm starts to get like tingly. I ran that one by my brother and his roommate, and they looked at each other like, did we tell him? They're like, no. Alright, but enough of that. You guys are here to see some magic. You guys want to see some magic right now?
Yeah!
Alright, let's go. Now, I do have some chairs set up here. If anybody would care to sit next to me and watch the magic up close, they are more than welcome to. Is anybody at all interested? Great, thanks for all for coming. This is wonderful. This young man right here, and we'll go with the gentleman with his hand up behind him as well. Give these gentlemen a nice round of applause. How you doing, sir? Doing all right. Awesome. You have a seat right there. What's your name?
Travis.
Travis and Greg. Greg, you have a seat right there. Awesome. All right, gentlemen, do you guys know how a deck of cards works? A little bit. You know how a deck of cards works? Play later. Paper. Wow. Wonderful. Okay. We are off to a great start. All right. So what we are going to do is we're going to start off with a brand new deck of cards right here. And a lot of magicians will usually use like pre-opened decks, but I'd like to prove that these are fresh. They have a paper plastic wrapper. They have a paper seal. On top of that paper seal, you're going to see that it's more of a sticker. And once that sticker is broken, it is no longer a brand new deck of cards. So now we are just going to break it open like so. I should have bit my nails before I put this back. Pop it open. You are now also going to see that there's a couple of advertisement cards. We don't need those. And there's also 2 jokers. Now, gentlemen, would you like me to take the jokers out or leave them in? Leave them in. If I had a nickel. I don't have a nickel. All right, so yeah, that's fine. We can make my job a lot harder. That's perfectly fine. Additionally, there's going to be one other thing, and that is that the cards are going to run in what we call new deck order. That means the cards are going to run ace through king, and then they shift to king through ace. Now, here's what we're going to do. Greg, just a little process of elimination. Red or black?
Red.
Red. All right, so we will get rid of all the blacks. That's a little racist, but that's fine. Greg, I really do. But you know what? That's all right, fine. So let's see. All right, so we'll get the reds and Travis. All right, still Travis. That's good. Travis, once again, process of elimination. Hearts or diamonds?
Diamonds.
Diamonds. We'll get rid of the diamonds, and we will go with the hearts. So my job is going to be to deal out ace through king of hearts while shuffling and mixing the deck simultaneously. So if I were to start right now, that should be the ace, the 2, and the 3. If we try that again, give these guys a few more cuts, really make sure that the deck is getting nice and scrambled. This should now be the 4, 5, and the 6. The 7 and 8 usually do come together as a pair. And if you just kind of snap and throw the deck over, you should be able to catch 2 cards. That should be the 7, that should be the 8 cards. That's the right response, yeah. The 9 of hearts, what we're going to do, Greg, I'm going to run my thumb down the side like this. I'd like you to call out when you'd like me to stop, anytime at all.
Stop.
Right there, you're 100% sure?
Yep.
All right, I want you to understand, Greg, you could have stopped me right here. You also could have stopped me at any of these other cards beforehand, as you could have stopped me at any of these cards after. This is the card that you stopped me at, and I do believe you did a pretty decent job at getting the 9 of hearts. Travis, we're going to do something similar over here. It's okay, I promise. Instead, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to hold the finger, point it at me, who's your daddy? You got that right? All right. Okay, Travis, you're going to take that finger and you're just going to poke one card for me. Anyone you like? That one right there, take it out for me. And could you show everybody the 10 of hearts? That should be relatively good. I'll take that back from you. Thank you very much. Now the jack usually does require a little bit of extra effort because we usually can't get it to come behind my back as I assault Greg. That got a little bit out of hand, but that should be the jack of hearts right there. The queen is usually next. And as queens of hearts do go, I usually like to have a beautiful and lovely queen to help me. So Greg, would you please, as we did before, oh, you got that biker chic, I'm not going to take that away. You got that take me home tonight chic. All right, so Greg, just like we did before, but a little bit differently, I'm going to run my thumb down the side like this. You're going to call when you like me to stop. Hopefully we should stop at the right point, and your queen of hearts should shoot right out of the deck. Anytime you like. That was pretty quick, Greg. I hate to see it do that. But that is the queen of hearts. Now, last but not least, we do usually need the king just to close this off. And if all did work, we should end up right on top 1, 2, and 3. Right there, King of Hearts. Boom. Fuck. So, excuse me. If I were to set the ace of clubs right there, that would be, you know, mostly done, and I would have done a mostly okay job. But I'm not here to do mostly okay. I'm here to do okay. So we'll get the king of clubs right there, and that should be the job well done. However, we're not done quite yet, because as you notice, I did mix up the cards, and I was shuffling them and cutting them through and through every single time. But what is interesting is while we were able to get ace through king of hearts, we were also able to get the rest of the deck to run in new deck order the whole way through. Thank you very much. Yeah, magic. It's great. Oh my god. Alright. Let's see what else we can do here. Ah, yes. Travis, I'm going to need your help with this one. Travis, are you understanding of how time travel works?
I'll go no.
No, alright, that's what I'm going to be nerd here. As far as time travel is concerned, think of it like you're driving a car. You go from point A to point B. So you go from, say, the grocery store to the mall, or you go from your house to the doctor's office, something like that. It's the same kind of concept from a point A to point B standpoint, just in moments in time. So say you wanted to leave this terrible magic show right now, and you wanted to go, say, see Woodstock, or you wanted to travel back and see JFK at a parade. Maybe not the last one. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a little bit of time travel in order to locate your card. Now what I'm going to have you do is you're going to hold a finger and you're going to point it right at the cards. Not at me, right at the cards. Please. Now you're going to just touch any one you like. This one right here. Take it out face down, don't get quite yet, and pause. I want you to memorize this little scenario right here. The way your card is, the way my cards are. Just remember all of this. Okay? Take a look at your card. You can show the entire audience if you'd like. And Travis, just so we can make sure that there are no copies, no duplicate, write your name on the face of that card for me. That would be fantastic. Please and thank you. Wonderful. Take the pen back. Just a very, very quick recap for everybody.
Small.
Alright. Please place your card back from where we got it. Wonderful. I'll give you one last look. I'll give everybody else one last look at the card. And we now need to proceed. So I need to ask you a couple of questions before we go further. First thing first, is your card on top? No. How about on the bottom? Is your card directly on the bottom? Oh, no. Alright, so it is somewhere in the middle. We haven't lost it, but we need to get it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to shuffle these cards a little bit unconventionally, and I don't recommend that you shuffle your cards like this. It will ruin any kind of a poker night you might have scheduled. But what we are going to do is I want you to see now what's important is the state the cards are now in. Because you're going to see now that some cards are going to run back to front, others can run front to back, others can run, say, front to front, back to back. It's a jumble of events, right? Now, if I were to say, I know the Ace of Hearts wasn't your card, right? Because it doesn't have your signature on it. But if I were to take that Ace of Hearts and set it right down there, I want you to pause. Because we're actually able to go back in time. Right? We're actually able to go back to a point where all of my cards actually ran the same direction again. But additionally, on top of that, if you were to take a closer look and really go through these cards, you would actually see we were able to go back to this point at the very beginning, where my cards were like this, and take a look at that Ace of Hearts right there. You showed me what it looks like. That's fucking weird. Oh my. Travis, thank you so much. That is actually all right for you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Now, it is also my understanding that we have somebody here today who actually is celebrating their birthday. And I gotta say, first and foremost, thank you very much for spending your birthday here at the show. And second, I do understand that you also brought a minor to an 18+ show. So what I'm gonna do is, Elijah, Theo, are you both here? mind both joining me on stage for just a moment, please? Wonderful. Give them a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Theo, you can have a seat right there. Elijah, happy birthday. You can have a seat right there. All right, shall we all sing to Elijah right now? No.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. No. That's like being at the restaurant and those guys just start to crowd you and you're just like, mother, fuck. And you're just like, you're
Like when you meet your mariachi band on the subway?
that's just a blessing. Alright, so basically I wanted to share with you guys, we already did something, well, we time travel. I want to do something else kind of nerdy. Teleportation. I love teleportation. It's great. Basically being able to transport from one location and then immediately end up in another. It's always super fascinating to me. And I wanted to give a little bit of an example of that using both you.
Sure.
So, Theo, I'm going to give you these cards, and I would like you to out loud count 10 cards onto the table for me, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Perfect. And then, Elijah, I'm going to give you these cards. Would you mind counting out 10 cards onto the table for me as well?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What was that? Okay. That was the shit right there. All right, so we have all these wonderful cards. You all were wonderful enough to pick one. We'll count out 10. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna square these up. One of you are gonna hold out your hand. Very good. Hold one hand. Perfect. I'm going to just remind everybody. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes? Wonderful. I'm going to take these 10 cards, place them in your hand. You're going to take that other hand, cover them up like a sandwich for me. Theo, we have your cards right here. Take your hand out. Very good. Set those right there. Take that hand, cover them up for me as well, just like a sandwich. Wonderful. Keep your hands nice and close. Now, this young lady right here. Hi, what's your name?
Kim.
Kim, that was my name when I was a little girl. Alright, I gotta clarify really quick. That was a joke like 2 years ago. And I shit you not, I did a show like last month where I made the same joke and there was a little old lady in that audience. And that little old lady came up to me after the show was over and she's like, you know, I thought there was something about you. Kim, I'm going to peel off cards like this until you tell me when to stop. Right off the top until you call out when to stop.
Stop.
Right there, are you sure?
Yeah.
Take a look at that card. I don't want to know what it is.
Okay.
Also, don't remember the suit. We're more looking for the value.
Okay.
Okay? Wonderful. Now, Kim, for the first time, what was the value that you saw?
3.
3. Are you sure?
Yes.
Wasn't like 5?
No.
Cool. So, my job is going to be to take a little bit from you and then give a little bit to you, which I understand you're 15. That's kind of a felony.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's magic. It's all right. So here's what we're gonna do. Not that Drake shit. Instead, I'm going to pluck a little bit right here, and I'm just going to give it to you right there. Make sure your hands are nice and close. We don't want any kind of interference, right? So I'm going to come a little bit closer. Take it out there. Come over here. Which one place right there? Oh, that's it. That's 2. Last but not least. Happy birthday, big boy.
I noticed you didn't shower today, too.
The Dragons campaign, my professional environment. All right, last but not least, I'm going to take this last card out, and I'm simply going to place it right there. So hopefully all did work out. I would have preferred 5, but somebody. No, just kidding. Elijah, would you mind opening up your hand? Very good. And would you mind counting out loud how many cards are in your hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, fuck, that worked. Theo, could you open up your hand, please? And would you mind counting on those cards?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Give them both a big round of applause. Everybody, they did fantastic. All right. What do you think? We're having fun so far?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. So, let's keep this fun training going. I'm actually going to need one person this time that would like to come and join me really quick. I see 2 hands in the air, like you just don't care. Would you mind joining me on stage for just a moment, please? Wonderful. You can pick either seat to sit in. And, hey, how you doing, buddy? What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie. Wonderful to meet you, Jamie. All right, Jamie. We're going to utilize a deck of cards that we have in the past, you know, past, present, future, all this stuff. I'm going to have you just memorize one card for me. Can you do that? Maybe. I like the enthusiasm.
I didn't remember Travis, so I don't know if I got a card. Yeah.
I feel like that's your beat. All right, okay. Here's what we're going to do, Jamie. I'm going to peel these off until you tell me when to stop. Anytime at all.
Stop.
Right there. Take a look where you stopped me at. I'll let everybody else take a look at where you stopped me at.
In
We're
case
gonna-
I'm in town.
Yeah, that's fair. We're going to put the cards back inside the box from whence they came. I'm going to place the box onto the table, and just like that, Jamie, the trick's over. That'd be horrible. I would. I didn't pay money to be here, but I want my money back. If that was the case. Jamie, I'm going to put these cards right in front of you. Take your hand cover them, please. Very good. What we're going to do is I'm going to try and figure out what your card is. And a lot of mind readers will try to look for these things called micro expressions, like tiny little twitches in your eye, your ear shifts in a certain way, your nose, your nostrils like flare a little bit. It's like a giveaway. I'm not going to look for them. Instead, I'm going to basically go off of intuition, go off what I think you as a person would end up taking. So first things first, I need you to just focus and think about the card that you have. Okay? Wonderful. There's 3 different sections. There's a red card, a black card, and then there's 4 suits. Right, so you have the color of the suits, so the hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds. And you have a valley. There's 13 different values inside of each suit. Now, the other thing too is decks of cards. A lot of people don't know this, but decks of cards actually used to represent calendars. So, in other words, the 4 suits represent 4 seasons. There's 52 cards in a deck. There are 52 weeks in a year. There are 13 cards per suit. That means that there are also 13 series in a lunar cycle per season. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to figure this out actually, like I said, by you as a person, more specifically using your birthday.
Okay.
Now, what was the month you were born? June. So based off of the calendar, that would represent a diamond. That gasket tells me it did in fact have a diamond.
No cheating!
No, please. I welcome it. Here's what we're gonna do. From there, we have the month. We need to break it down just a little bit more. I need to know if it was a higher or a lower card. Were you born in, you said, which month again?
June.
June. Early June or later June? Middle June. That's very helpful. Alright, so mid-June on the calendar would say be somewhere less than 8. 3. Somewhere in that ballpark.
That's not the middle of the month.
I understand that. I'm saying in terms of how the
Oh, the cards.
yes.
Between 3 and 8.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for following. It's not your fault. I picked you. It's okay. And what day in June were you born?
Birth
That's fair. I see it now. It's okay. What day in June?
You're looking for the number or
The number.
day?
The number.
16th.
The 16th of June, which should tell me that you would have naturally chosen the 4 of diamonds. Is that correct?
Yup.
Wow. Okay. Terrifying. Holy shit. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, Jamie. I'm gonna count to 3. When I count to 3, I'm gonna snap my fingers. And after I snap my fingers, every card in that box is gonna be gone.
Shit.
Except for your 4 of diamonds.
That's uncomfortable.
That is very uncomfortable, especially because you're holding it. You're gonna feel some shit. All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yikes. And it's done. Would you want to look at your hand real quick? I'm going to take care of your sweaty palm. It's okay. I'm nervous too. It's fine. I usually get nervous around people. It's okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to make sure that this did work. I just gotta check. You know? Yeah. Consistency. I check. Okay, it didn't work.
Nope.
Those cards are most definitely still in there. However, Jamie, I am in fact a man of my word, and my word is bond. So, when I said that I'm going to make every card in there vanish or disappear, I meant that every card in there is going to disappear to be yours. And I'm going to do that right now in front of everybody with the cards outside the card. So I'm going to go on 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's done. Every card in there is now gone except for yours. Now, I understand a lot of people can be a little skeptical because you can still see a bunch of different cards on the top. But what's important is what's underneath, because now you're going to see that these cards really are 100% gone, with one exception being your 4 of diamonds.
No way.
Now, Jamie. Oh, yes, there is. Now, Jamie, on top of that, you really could have stopped me at any point. You could have chosen any card you wanted, but you chose the 4 of diamonds, and I think I can take this one extra step further for you and make it the only red card among all of the ones as well. Jamie, give him a round of applause. I found that there could be some problems in that. And in this case, the problem would be that for all you know, it could have been stuff like that. We could have worked something out. You know, we might have had something prearranged before we did it. We didn't, but we could have. So I wanted to take this, and I wanted to make it better. I wanted to step it up a notch. Now, this is something I've never performed on stage for anybody. Very much oh no. Let's put it this way, it's not your credibility that's on the line. It's mine. Now, what we are going to use is a sealed deck of cards, right? Because a lot of people can get skeptical and say, oh, well, the cards were always blank from the start. But at least this way, now you can see that these cards are going to be brand new. All of these cards are going to have something printed on them. Get rid of the ads, we don't need those. That was loud. But we can see now that these are all fresh cards. They have something on them, right? And also to that point, no card has a red back out of the blue ones as well, correct? Now, Jamie, do you know how to shuffle cards?
Ish.
Ish? Would you want to give me some mix for me, please? Very good. This is ensuring to another thing in that everybody here in this audience, if they're smart, they don't trust me. Okay? Because as a magician, I'm what you would call in the business a rat bastard. And a cheater. Right? A lot of magicians are just cheaters. We just cheat, but we're good and we're honest about it. So like we're telling you that we're lying to you, and yet for some reason, y'all still think this shit is real. Alright, so that should be good. So now you can see that these cards are shuffled in a manner that has never been shuffled before. And I'm also going to give them another quick mix just to make sure nothing, Now, Jamie, here's what I'm going to need you to do for me, please. Go ahead and take and put your finger on top of one. Anyone you like. Great. Slide it out. All the way. Just one. Very good. Don't be greedy. Now, I don't want to see what this card is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take on the face of the card. You're going to set it just like this in a second. You're going to set it like this. Take the pen, write your name on it, that way we can identify it later. And you're going to show everybody else so they can see it, okay? Now just so that way I can't see it, I'm just going to get up. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to know. Just let me know when you're done, okay? This is such a familiar setting. We good? Good? We good? You're sure about that?
Pretty sure.
All right. Okay. I'm going to take the card back. Make sure it's nice and dry. Blow on it. Thank you. That's the most intimacy I'm going to get for a while. We're actually going to set the card about halfway down. Okay? There it goes. Hold out your hand. Very good. I'm going to set the cards right on top of your hand. Place this one right here. Put yours on top of mine. I'm going to then sneak very quickly one card out. Now, if I was able to pull your card out of this deck, would that be really cool?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame that's not your card. Okay. Instead, as we did before, I had said that in your hands, I was going to make every single card vanish except for yours. Right? Every card in there was going to be gone except for the card that you took. The card that you wrote your name on. Every other card, right?
Freak me out, man. I'm in.
Great. Are you scared? You should be. Okay. It's the red hair. Alright. Here we go on 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's done. Every card in there now should be gone except for yours. Now, would you mind lifting up your hands and showing everybody how now every single card in this deck is now really 100% gone, with one exception, Jamie, being one card right there. And what was the card that you took? The 9 of diamonds with your name on it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, neither was I. That shit happened, and I'm like, holy shit! Alright, so what we are going to need to do, though, is we are going to need to close this off with one final thing. And I'd like to share with you all a story, probably one of my all-time favorite stories that basically got me into, one of the stories that got me into magic in the first place. Now, would anybody else care to join me before I perform this one bit? Anybody at all? We got one right there, one in the back right there. Which one? No, Theo, put your fucking hand down. Hi, you on the other stage as well? No, you're part of the show now. Yeah. You want to join me? Give them both a round of applause. These people don't know who you are. Say it for their sake. Jesus Christ. Okay. So there is a whole bunch of different things that come in magic, and one of the biggest things that you will find is that we actually get compared a lot to gamblers and to magicians. Well, I am a magician, but we get compared a lot to gamblers. And there's a huge controversy between who the better card handler is, and it's been like that for years and for decades. And I wanted to express to you all, as I said, a story. Now, do either of you know the differences between a gambler and a magician, first off?
One actually makes money.
One makes money and the other disappoints their parents. Yeah, that's fair. That's really fair. The other one's hitting the slots, the other's bald. You know, it's great. No, it's mostly the title. The main difference is mostly in just the title, because they both know the same card handling skills, but different applications. And the biggest difference is what happens when one gets caught. So, if a magician gets caught cheating, like if you maybe saw something you weren't supposed to, worst thing that possibly happens to me, like worst case scenario is I don't get paid, right? But if a gambler fucks up, if a gambler makes a crucial mistake and they get caught with literally an ace up their sleeve, or if they get caught with a loaded dice in their pocket, they could die. They could literally lose their life if they get caught by the wrong person. So on that happy note, there was a gambler and a magician sitting together at a table, and they wanted to determine who the better party member was. Now, the gambler was doing a whole bunch of different things. It was fun, it was flashy, it was cool, and the magician was kind of unfazed by it. You know, he sees that kind of stuff all the time. But he wanted to prove that he could do a much better job. So he said, let's make this interesting. I'm going to bet you $5,000 right here. Pushes $5,000 on the center of the table. Said, I'm going to bet you that I can deal out any form of kind that I want. Any form of kind I want. Gambler said, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to take that bet. So, gambler puts in $5,000 as well. $10,000 are in the center of the table. Gives it a couple of cuts. Magician snaps his fingers, checks the top card, and once you know it, it's a king. That's pretty good stuff, right? He takes the king, sets it on the table. Gives the cards a couple of cuts, even gives them a few more, just to make sure that everything is nice and mixed. Takes the cards, snaps his fingers again. On top of that deck, it's another king. So we got 2 kings right now. Pretty good, we're halfway there. Sets the cards down, gives them a couple of cuts, even gives them a few more, just to make sure that everything is nice and mixed, and that he really can pull out these kings from wherever he wants. Now, snaps his fingers again. I'll give you guys one guess what was on top. Ooh, you're very perceptive. Very good at this. Takes that king, sets it with the other 2. Gives the cards a couple more cuts. At this point, the gambler's really nervous, right? This guy's 3/4 of the way done. He's about to lose 10 grand. That's a lot of money, you know? So what he does is a little unconventional. He took the cards out of the magician's hands. He takes them, gives him a cut of his own, and he even shuffled them right in front of the magician. Now that's not very polite, for lack of a better word. If anything, if you were to ask him, he's pretty fucked up. Because he just took the card. I know I said a square. The magician said a no word. Holy shit. But it is a pretty big no-no, especially when you're trying to win a bet. But the magician let him have his fun, snapped his fingers, and revealed that 4th and final king right off the top. What? Son. That's funny. Alright, so I'm gonna be like super honest with you guys. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like that's not even a joke. That literally wasn't supposed to happen. Thanks for laughing at my fingers. Okay, so I'll tell you what, because I do actually I feel bad. I'm gonna improvise really quick. I'm just gonna do a little bit of improv here. So the gambler sees the ace, so he gets excited, so he reaches for the money in the pot, and the magician says, hang on a second. What are you doing? And the gambler said, well, it's pretty obvious to me. You know, you lost. You have 3 kings on the table, you got an ace right there. And the magician said, huh? You're right, but if you remember, the bet wasn't 4 kings. The bet was any 4 of a kind that I wanted. Now, yeah, there are 3 kings there. There is an ace right here. Don't get ahead of me. But if you take this ace and you kind of wave it over the kings, you should have now 1 ace, 2 aces, 3 aces, and the magician went home a very happy man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for enduring that brief little stint with me. You guys can go right back to your seats. I have right here just a little jar, and I doodled a little heart on the jar, and I couldn't come up with anything really creative to call it, so I just named, this is literally my heart. I'm going to give my heart away to somebody. But I need you all to understand, about last Christmas, I gave someone my heart. And the very next day, they just gave it away.
February! That joke's bad now!
So this year, to save me from tears, I would like to give it to someone special.
I'll hold it.
Yeah, you got those legs spread. Could you hold on to that for me? Sit on it, put it in your pocket. Just make sure that you or anybody else can't open it or get to it, okay? Great, we're putting it down our pants. All right. I'm still more of my fiance's I'm sorry, I'm a little hungry. I actually did bring a ham. Bear with me, I actually did bring a snack. Woo! Yeah. You get really lightheaded after a while. This is my uncle's least favorite trick. Hang on. Uncle, 1, 2. Were you really about to let me do that? All of you. I even lost my napkins. All right, here we go. Also, I know what you're thinking. Get your fucking heads out of the gutter. Right now. All right. 1, 2. But you know what? Who gives a shit? All right. So, when I'm there always has to be one thing that goes wrong in my show. Always. All right. In this case, it was the dick joke. All right. So, we're just gonna move right on. So, when I was a kid, I was about 6 years old. I got introduced to billiards, to pool. Now, my grandparents always stayed in a hotel with us every year around like Valentine's Day, like February break. It was like a tradition for us for a little while. And the first time we did it, I was 6 years old, and they happened to have a pool table with an arcade. And my grandfather was like, "Hey, you want to learn how to play pool?" I'm like, "I'm 6." But yeah, like, I don't know what the 6-year-old version of fuck it is, but like, sure. Can we watch Teletubbies after? Like, so, he taught me how to play pool, and it immediately became something that I absolutely adored. I kept playing and playing and playing throughout all the years. My mom put a pool table in her basement, and we would play on that when we were younger. We had pool tables when I was in college, and I was constantly playing on those. We even had a couple, we had a couple of tournaments, if I remember right, too. And it was just a lot of fun. But when I got into Magic about 6 years ago, I wanted to somehow find a way to incorporate my love for billiards, for pool, but I could never find the right way to do it without shoving a 9-foot pool table into my 4-door sedan. And I don't know if y'all know about physics or geometry, but the square block doesn't go into the round hole. So, fortunately, I was actually able to find a way to incorporate both my love for Magic and my love for billiards. And I'm actually going to need somebody to help me out with this, if that is at all possible. If anybody would be interested in joining, you can come right on up, my friend. Give him a big round of applause. Jake, very nice to meet you, Jake. Jake, we're having you stand right here. Very good. Now, I always wanted to play pool, but I also, as you can clearly tell at the beginning of the show, I love cards. I love doing card tricks. So I was able to find a way to do both. Now, I have 15 printed cards, each with a different pool ball on them, right? So, when you play pool, what is the first thing you do? The very first thing.
Get all the gear, get all the balls.
Yes. Okay. So what you do you play pool? I should have led with that. Do you play pool? Every now and then. Okay. So when you play pool, the first thing you do is called racking. So you would take all the balls and you would line them up in a triangle. So you would take them, you would just go 1, 2, and then 3, right, and then 4, and you would just keep going until you ran out of all the balls. Now, Jake, is the next important step would be once they're like this, you would break the balls. Now I'm going to have you break these. You're going to take both your hands, put them right on top, and just spread them out into balls. Go for it. You're very good at this. Okay, so we're going to put all these guys over here. Jake, do you mind pointing to one pile over here, please? And yeah, just one pile at all. We're going to keep that pile. We're going to get rid of all of these. All of these balls have gone into a respective pocket. Now, you'll notice that we did actually pocket the 8-ball a bit early. If you were to actually be playing a game of pool and that happened, you would actually technically lose, but we're not playing for that. So instead, we're just going to put them back inside of their respective pocket. You are then going to take these guys, spread them out again, separate them again. Yeah. Oh. Now, before we do go any further, I do think it is important to note that inside of this box right here are some cards. More importantly, I left behind a little prediction inside of this box. Okay. Right there. Very good. Let's go to another pile.
Another pile?
Yeah, another pile. Now we're going to keep that pile. We're going to get rid of these guys. All right, and we had 4, 6, 7, all those. Have a few balls left. This time what we're going to do is I'm going to point to 2. You're going to pick 1. We're going to get rid of that. Then you're going to point to 2. I'm going to pick 1 right here. So, okay. So I'm going to pick these 2. Which one? No. All right. So that was the 10. Would you want to pick 2 for me? Let's see this one. Something like that. Good riddance. Let's go with these 2. That one. All right, that was the 3. Okay, the suspense building. And last but not least, move on to the last 2 for me. I will get rid of this one. All right. Now, I don't want to know what this is quite yet. But hold it up and show everybody else. Make sure that everybody here can get a good look at that ball. All right, you got it. Very good. What ball did you get?
Am I supposed to?
Yeah, please.
Oh, an orange 5.
An orange 5. Now, did say there was a prediction inside this box? Right? It'd be really weird if it kind of looked. Like that.
How?
I don't fucking know, man. Give him another round of applause, everybody. Yeah, I did that, and I don't even know how the fuck I did that. You know how hard it is to get this back in the fucking box? God, I love my job. Okay. Alright, so keeping up with the theme, I am going to, I like a lot of Magic that utilizes predictions and like foresight. So what I wanted to do is I placed a prediction inside of that box too. And we're going to get back to that in just a second. But is there anybody here by chance who has a very good imagination? Ooh, I see a very carefully and slowly raised hand. What's your name, my dear? Bethany would stay right where you are. Okay? Bethany, what I'm going to do is I am going to have you take this deck of cards right here. It's a little imaginary deck of cards. Go ahead and I'm going to toss these. You're going to do like a couple flips and then you're going to catch them. It's going to be great. Wow. There you go. 1, 2. Go ahead and catch them. Oh, you're very good at this. All right. Bethany, I'm going to have you go through the cards. You're going to see that they are all different. You are also going to see that we took out the advertisements and we also took out the jokers. Okay, so you only have 52 choices there. Of those 52, which color would you prefer to keep? The red cards or the black cards?
Black.
The black cards. Okay, very good. Take all the red cards, throw them on the ground. We don't need them. Very good. This is also called littering and it's around a conversation. With the black cards that you have, yes, you have spades and clubs. Clubs are going to look more like little clovers, and spades are going to look more like upside down hearts with a little stem. Which one would you prefer to keep, the spades or the clubs?
Spades.
The spades, very nice. Take all the clubs, throw them on the ground. You don't need them. Wonderful, more littering. I love it. Now, Bethany, I am going to tell you right now, probably the most commonly chosen card in a deck of cards happens to be the Ace of Spades. Not exactly my fault, it's more Motorheads, but that's not the point. Let's take that Ace of Spades, throw it out. We don't want to make this too easy for me. We want to make it more of a challenge. Any other spade you want, which one would you prefer?
6.
6 of spades. Take all the other cards, throw them on the ground. Now, Bethany, we are going to need the rest of the deck. But, made a mess. Good news though, I am prepared with another. Yeah, no, you're right to not laugh at that. That was terrible. Alright, so, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to take out the 6 of spades from this one. We don't need it. Instead, I'm going to give you the rest of these cards. You're going to put yours back in the deck. However, we want to spice it up a little bit. So put yours facing the opposite direction. So if all of your cards are face up, your 6 of spades will be the only one that's facing down. Make sense? Go ahead and put it in, just like that. Very nice. Give them a nice little shuffle. Make sure that they're nice and mixed up. Beautiful. Go ahead and put them back inside the box.
You didn't throw the box.
I'm not prepared for that. Put them back in the box. Put them in your pocket or your pocketbook, wherever you got it. Beautiful, and that is my gift to you. Okay. Now, at the beginning of this, I did state that I did make a bit of a prediction, right? I had placed something inside of this box, and what I want you all to see is, mind you, I also haven't touched this at any point. It's been in plain sight this entire time. But inside of my cards, you are actually going to see how all of mine are face up, right? But if you actually take a closer look, you might be able to see one of them is facing down among all the others. Now, you really could have picked any other card in the world, but you picked the 6 of spades. And as it just so happens, I have here the 6 of spades. You know what's crazy? I probably did that maybe 51 other times today. It's the first time that worked, so thank you. Ooh, we're having fun now. Okay, we're cruising. I like it. So, moving swiftly forward, magic in and of itself is actually a very, very old performance art. If you want to put a bit of a date stamp on it, people have been performing it for about 2,000 years. Most of them are dead. But this next thing that I wanted to share with you isn't exactly the oldest magic trick in the book, but it is most certainly up there. It's probably the 2nd or 3rd oldest. Now this is something that dates back to ancient China. And a lot of people recognize this more if it was done by its older brother. But these guys right here are probably one of my favorite things that I get to share with audiences. Now, like I said, a lot of people recognize this more with like big 12-inch silver rings if you maybe saw a magician on television maybe back in the day. I use 4.5-inch rings because to me size doesn't matter, it's more how you use it. That's also something that men with tiny rings say. As it happens, I do have 4 of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. They are all solid and they are all separate. Now the idea here is very, very simple. You take 3 taps onto the rings, you go 1, 2, and on that 3rd tap, it should look as though they've actually linked together, you know, metal going through metal. But here's the thing, you gotta remember something, right? It's a magic trick, it's not real, it's in your head. So it's kind of like when my dad told me that he loves me, or he's proud of me. That usually gets a couple laughs, and then everyone else who didn't laugh is like, fuck me, is he okay? So, I gotta break this for a second. My dad is like fully aware of these jokes. And he fucking loves them. To the point where he came to one of my shows, and after I was done, he's like, I'm really proud of you, buddy. And I'm like, you can't say that! The whole point is that you're not! Fuck! Just be disappointed in me for like 1 more minute. That's it. That's all it. Alright. So, now as soon as these guys do go together, you're going to see that they also come apart much easier than that. Yes? Would you mind actually joining me for this next part?
Yeah, she would love to.
All right, come on down. Come on down. Let's give her a round of applause, too. Caitlin?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Caitlin, this ring is going to be for you.
Okay.
All right, make sure you can examine it, make sure there's no levers, no trap doors, no secret compartments. Is that what it seems to be?
Yeah.
Or you seems to be?
No.
I don't know what that means. Now, Caitlin, what you're going to do is you're going to grab both sides of your ring like so. Put your hands on the bottom.
Okay.
Very good. Turn face me. You're very good at this. All right.
Thank
Hold it.
you.
Hold it nice and tight, okay? We're going to do this on 3. Here we go. 1.
I'm nervous.
Were you waiting for something to happen?
I was.
You were. All right. That's my fault. That's my fault. Let's do it on 3. 1, 2, and on that 3rd time, Caitlin.
No.
Thank you very much.
I watched it. I didn't see the trick.
Yeah, my wife says the same. All right. That might have been a little fast.
It was.
My fiance would also say that's a personal best for me. Now, on top of that too, we're gonna make this a little bit faster. Okay, so now we have 2. I know, right? Oh my god. Take those one. Yeah, give them a tug too. Make sure they really are nice and like done. And I normally do like it when like the guy, because like we're used to the tug. It's fine. Right? You know you're starting at that now, right? Okay, so pick one of those rings to hold on to. Yeah, is that your favorite?
Yes.
Great. Grab that same ring on the other side like you did before, and hands on the bottom too. Very good. Now this is what we call a point of perfect opportunity, right? Because yours is on the front, mine's in the back, yours is on top, mine is underneath, right? That's also a personal preference of mine. Anyway. Now this right here is metal to metal,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we shouldn't be able to get the rings to link at this point here.
Shouldn't.
We shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Hold it nice and tight for me, okay?
Yeah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. There.
Okay, guys.
This is fun, right? So this is what you feel, and I want you to see this before we change.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you look at it this way, it's a bit more depressing, right? Because now these guys are having fun, they're partying. This guy's down here practicing magic tricks in his mom's basement.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too. What I want you to do, Kayla, is keep your eyes on that bottom ring for me, okay? So everybody else keep their eyes on the bottom ring. What are we keeping your eyes on?
Bottom ring.
Very good. Watch really closely. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on now, we practice this. There's a lot of people watching.
Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't want to do it. That's okay. If it doesn't do it though, you can still force it right in. But Caitlin, I need you to
I
do your
watched
favorite.
that whole time.
I know you did. Do your favorite, hold up a finger, point it at me. Who's your favorite magician? You got that right. Right between these 2 rings right here. Very good. Now I'm gonna break your finger on 3. 1, 2. I would never do that.
Okay.
I've been doing that It's really concerning. I was like, I'm gonna break your finger. They're like, yeah, okay. What the fuck? No! Put your finger back there.
You're gonna break it again?
No. No, this one. Right. And as I rub the ring on your finger, I can snap mine and it should melt right off. Okay? Yeah, that's normal, right? Put your finger back there. Very good. We're gonna do it again. Now, it doesn't matter where the finger goes or where the rings go, because you usually miss the point where they come apart. Now, just point two. Here, I'll have you come over here this time. Now, just point two. I want you to see that with enough practice, you can actually get to a point where all you really do need is just one hand. Kind of like that, right? And it'll still come right off. But if you don't like it there, you can also put it right back on. Now, Caitlin, could you do me another favor? You see where these rings are touching? Could you wave your finger where they're touching? Yeah, that's really good, Caitlin. Thank you for that. Now, is this something you think you can do?
No.
No? That's fine. That's fine. I like your confidence. Could you actually do me a small favor, Caitlin? And take the string again. And you don't think this is something you can do?
I can do it.
You can do it? I like that. Oh, that's good. I like the confidence. Okay. Okay. Are you left or right handed?
I'm right.
Right-handed?
Yeah.
Firmly grasp it in your right hand, right? Because I love SpongeBob. So firmly grasp it. Yep. You're gonna come up to my ring. You're gonna go like this. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So it should feel like you're going 1, 2, 3. So not too hard, not too soft, right? You want me just right. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2. 1 second. I just need, as a professional entertainer, as somebody who does care about their audience members, and someone who definitely knows that gravity works now. Of course. I need to make sure that you are 100% mentally prepared to do this.
I'm not.
Great. I appreciate the honesty. All right, here we go on 3. 1, 2. I need to also make sure. When you do this, and I swear to God, you are going to do this, everybody is going to give you a huge round of applause. Okay? Because, not yet. Because you have been fantastic. All this applause is going to be for you.
Yes.
Okay? Here we go. On 3.
Don't move it again.
I won't. 1, 2. I lied. I just need to make sure you're ready to be a magician. You got this.
I watched you all night and I don't understand anything.
Excellent. Show me your birthday. Jesus. All right, here we go. On 3. For real this time, I promise. Pinky promise. All right. No, pinky promise. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Give her. Caitlin, you are going to hate this.
I'm ready to
What we're
learn.
going to do is I'm going to basically have a few different people here and there. I'm gonna ask them a couple of questions, and we're gonna put the answers in on top of the panel. Now you also notice that these guys also have their own different numbers: 1, 2, and 3. Very important to note that once each panel comes down, I'm locked in. I can't change my mind. I can't go back. My answer cannot change. I am committed. I can't go back. It's like saying things like "I love you" or "Will you marry me?" I love you so much. So much. So first things first. This young lady right here, sitting next to the love of my life. What is your name? Jen. Wonderful, Jen. Got these guys right here. In a moment, I don't want you to answer it out loud yet. I want you to just kind of think about it for a second. Okay? Kind of stew it over. Jen, I want you in a moment to tell me what your favorite animal is. Don't say what it is quite yet. Just really think about it. Really get to know what it is. I'm gonna write down what I think your favorite animal is. Okay? That's gross. favorite animal is?
Elephant.
An elephant. Interesting. Okay. So we'll just write down elephant. I don't judge. ELEPHANT. Yeah? I passed second grade? Okay. Hang on.
Did you?
I hope so. Otherwise, this is weird. Alright, so we have elephant written down. I know it's kind of small. I apologize for those in the back. But Jen, I need you to do me a small favor. Could you pick somebody else for me, please? Just point to somebody who has not helped out. Fuck, are you pointing? Custer, I think you're pointing at a gentleman in the hat right there. Hi, what's your name, buddy? Austin. All right, Austin. We have a favorite animal. In a moment, I need you to think about your favorite food. Can you do that for me? Don't say what it is quite yet. I want to guess. Oh, that's delicious. Yo, you guys love this answer. I really like this. No, this is good. This is good stuff. Okay. Awesome. I can't go back. I'm locked in. Would you mind telling everybody what your favorite food is? Tacos. See? I knew that. You'll see. Alright. Austin, would you mind pointing out somebody else for me, please? Who were you pointing at? The gentleman in the gray right there? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Hi, what's your name, buddy?
You tell me, wizard.
His name is You Tell Me Wizard.
That's too much. I'm gonna call you Jim. Sure. Alright, Jim. In a second, I'm going to have you. Hang on. No, that's not how you spell that. Hang on. No. I got it. Jim, I'm actually going to have you, is your name actually Jim?
No.
That'd be amazing though, right? Holy shit. Just so everybody can hear, what's your name?
Ray.
Ray. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Ray, I have all of these cards for you to pick from. You have 54 different options. I'm going to simply run my thumb down the side like this. You're going to call out when you would like me to stop. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
Wonderful. Let's try that again. We are now miles away. Here we go, right? Anytime at all? Right there. Fucking seriously?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so I want you to understand, buddies, you could stop me right here, you could stop me at any of these other cards, right? This is when you stop me. I don't want to know what it is, just memorize it for me, please. Got it? I'm gonna go with that as a yes. Ray, for the first time, what was your card?
6 of spades.
Seriously.
Yep.
Okay. Now this is nothing against you. I'm just saying the 3 of hearts would be way cooler. And it would make this trick look a lot better. You want to change to the 3 of hearts?
No.
Alright, first of all, rude. Second of all, fair. Okay. What did you say it was again?
The 6 of spades.
Fuck. Okay. So, 6 of spades should have been 3 of hearts. Okay. So, just as a quick little recap, we had a couple of different questions asked. We even had a card chosen. So what we started off with was this young lady here had told me what her favorite animal was. And as you all can see, she picked an elephant. Now you're going to see that my first prediction is also going to say
Oh my god.
No.
an elephant.
That's annoying.
I'll show you. You can see in the back right there. Now, you also pointed at this gentleman in the back, who I had asked what his favorite food was. You said that it was tacos. I said, you guys were kind of giggling and everything. I was like, no, you'll see. And yeah, you'll see. There's tacos. But then you also pointed at this gentleman right here who has an identity disorder. Now, you, sir, mistakenly chose a card at random, and you picked the 6 of spades. Underneath this panel, you're going to see that I wrote down. You know what? Thank you all so much for coming. And I feel a lot of you judging me, especially over like here. But you did say that you chose the 6 of spades. I feel pretty bad if that wasn't the 6 of spades underneath too. So. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all things must come to a close. And I know.
Encore.
I'm pretty sad about it. All things do come to an end, and unfortunately, my show is never an exception. However, before I get to this this final piece, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so very much for coming on tonight. Thank you for being a part of this show that I have called Playing With Myself.
Accurate.
Y'all bought the tickets. I actually was supposed to have an opener for this show, but I couldn't find anyone, so I'm literally left on stage fucking playing with myself. So, I also wanted to thank Wall to Wall Theater really quick for letting me use this space. This is an absolute dream come true to be performing in front of a theater, in front of a group of wonderful people. So that having been said, I would like to share with you all the oldest ever recorded magic effect ever. What this is, in a nutshell, is a true test of sleight of hand for every magician that has ever come across a stage. This proves whether or not they can handle it, whether they can make it as a magician or a sleight of hand artist. And this is also the effect that granted me a victory as the winner of Connecticut's Got Talent. That having been said, you need a few things. The first thing that you're going to need is a magic wand. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody screw a magic wand together. Like a pool stick. I just want you to know this is just really fucking professional. And I am not. Additionally, you're going to need what is inside of this box right here. Now, inside of this box are 3 cups made of an amalgam of different metals, but for simplicity's sake, we are just going to call them copper. Now, additionally, you do need these little guys right here, 3 little red balls. We have 1, 2, and 3. Now, I want you all to know too, something very interesting about copper that a lot of people don't know is it possesses a trait where you can actually get copper to pass through copper. It is a little loud, I apologize about that, but it sells it. So, 3 cups and 3 balls. Normally what this would be done with is you would take, say like 1 ball, and the magician would place it in his hand, make it vanish by some means, and just sneak it underneath the cup when you weren't looking, right? And it would go back and forth and back and forth, but it's always been done with just 1 cup and 1 ball. There's actually, this actually dates back, fun fact, this dates back to ancient Egypt, where there are hieroglyphics and pyramids of people performing exactly this, but they use that 1 cup and 1 ball method. As years progressed, this went from a game to more of a hustle. Now the game itself is called the shell game, which I'm sure plenty of you have played with, like the shell, the pea, scramble it up and find it and win a prize. Eventually though, it became popularized on horse tracks as a hustle called the thimble ring. Now the thimble ring was basically a method of cheating where the person playing would never really win. Instead, they would end up getting their hopes up after enough times winning, and they would lose big after betting things like their clothes, their homes, their cars, all sorts of different things. Now, I'm not here to hustle, I'm here to entertain. And in order to do that, what we do is we break the rule of 1 cup and 1 ball, and we use 3 cups and 3 balls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each ball off the top of their cups, place it in my hand, give it a tap and a blow. We're going to watch it vanish. We're going to do the same thing with this ball right here. Take it off the cup, place it into the hand, give it a tap and a blow. And it's gone. Caitlin, are you okay?
No. I'm watching.
We're going to do the same thing with this last ball right here. Place it into the hand. 1, 2, and 3. And pull it on. How are you?
Okay.
Wait. Okay. There you go. Okay, sorry, they go down a little bit by this time of day. It's also cold with air, but if you give it a tap, 1, 2, and 3, now you're going to see that there's a ball under this cup, a ball under this cup, and a ball under this cup. So we have 3 cups, 3 balls, and now we're ready to begin. So what we're going to do, if we're going to try this again, we're going to do it a little bit differently. This time we're going to take each ball, we're just going to place it underneath their respective cups. So 1 here, 1 here, and the last one right here. Jesus, excuse me. What did I pick on here?
Hey, Cody.
This young lady right here. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam. All right, Sam, very easy question for you, Sam. A, B, C. Sam, choose a cup.
B.
B. All right, Sam, listen and try again. A, B, C. Choose a cup for me, Sam. Choose a cup.
Hey.
Yeah, you see how easy this is? All right, Sam, I'm kidding. You chose B. That was your actual choice? Okay, so then I'm going to take the ball out from cup B invisibly. Now, for those of you that have never seen a miniature invisible red crochet ball before, I do have one right here. And I might have dropped one too, so if anyone sees it, let me know I miss it. But Sam, would you like me to go this way or this way? Because I can go both ways. Roll up! Alright. Which way?
That way?
This way?
Yes.
Okay, so then I'm going to push this cup forward with the 1. I'm not even going to touch it with my hand. I'm going to then take your ball and drop it into that cup. So it should look as though it leaves the cup that we started with, and it kind of moved over to the one that we played, right? Now, sometimes people do wonder what would have happened if they chose the other cup, and we can actually do that right now. By placing each ball back underneath the cup that they started under, 1 there, 1 there. Take it back out, drop it in. It still leaves this cup going under, going
my
under
God.
every single time. Now, from here, thank you. From here, we take those last 2, put them underneath. Take this one, put it on top. Take the cups, stack them on top of one another. You run the wand right down the side, and it should actually melt down, joining all of its friends underneath. So now you have 1, you have 2, and you have 3. Thank you. But at this point, I do understand a lot of people can be skeptical because a lot of people think there's like a huge, gigantic, gaping hole in the bottom of these cups. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But what we do is now we can actually put them back into the position that they started in. And from there, now what we do is we actually just get rid of them entirely. So we take each ball back off the top, and we just put it away. We do the same thing with this ball right here. We're going to take it off the top, put it away. Do the same thing with the last ball. Now remember, anytime you take the wand and you tap on the cup, the ball always comes back, right? That's just how it goes. But Sam, if I leave 1 ball underneath that middle cup, how many balls are underneath the middle cup?
3.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. Yeah, most people miss that. That's really good. All right. But if we do get rid of them, 1, 2, and 3, and we still tap on the cups one after the other, you'll actually now see that they still come back, except this one got a little bit bigger. That's just weird, because that one did too, as did this last cup, or this last ball. But here's the thing too, if I leave the balls out now, you can basically see them, which means that they can't go back under their cups where they belong. But that's okay, because that actually makes room for the lemon here, the lemon here, and the lime right there. Ladies and gentlemen, good many fans. Sam, in a second, I'm going to need you just take one of these out for me, please. Any one you like. All finger, one back. One three, yeah. All right, go ahead and touch just one of these. Yeah, that one, take it. Great. Show them. I'm so sorry I lied to you guys. I feel so bad. All right, Tim, I'll take the card back. It's okay if I see it. I've seen this trick before. 8 of diamonds. Cool. Here's what we're going to do, Tim. I'm actually going to kind of give you like a receipt. Okay. I'm going to fold this card back like that on the corner. We're going to fold it back. We're going to fold it back, forward. You guys want to come back and see this? You're more than welcome to. I apologize. This is my downfall. I'm just stupid. So,
No argument.
we're going to basically weaken it so we can actually rip that corner. Could you pitch that 8 for me, please, Tim? Yeah, and I want you to understand that you ripped my card. Tim, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this piece and I'm actually going to put my initials on it. That way, we know it's mine. Okay? Now, Tim, it is your card, and I need you to sign your name right there. Yeah, it's amazing how that works. Now, while you do that, I'm actually going to fold this up so that the corners touch each other. And I'm going to fold it in half. And my doctor didn't say any more fibers, so bear with me. It's really good. Want some?
Another snack.
Yeah, no.
The balloon's not very filling.
It's gone? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we can get this back on in 2 ways. First wave requires about a 2-hour turnaround, and I'm going to need you to do the digging. Second way is going to use magic. Which would you prefer? Number 2? Great. Here we go. Everyone wants to see that magic move, that secret magic secret. So it kind of looks like this. Did you see it? It happened really fast. No, see, Tim, what happens is that card kind of flies out, and it needs a safe place to land.
Right.
Now, at the beginning of this, I actually gave somebody something to hold on to.
Did you?
I did. Do you still have that thing that you shoved down your pants? If you lost it, I swear to God.
Did that thing I sent you?
You're really reaching in there. Oh, fuck, it's warm. Yeah, we gave this to him, like, I actually forgot about this. But Tim, if I actually were to open this up, and you can see there's nothing else in my hands, and I take this out, you might actually be able to see, Tim, that inside of that cloth is a piece of a card, and not just anyone, Tim, this should be a corner piece with my initials on it. And not only that, Tim, this should also line up